So this today, you're seeing there, is what the site looked like when we were selected. So you can see when you look at a site like that, how could anybody really be attracted to a site quite like that with the trains going there? And knowing we had to build a platform over the rail yards, you know that is a massive undertaking and costs a considerable amount of money.
Stephen Ross is one of a handful of major developers trying to figure out how to squeeze more real estate into a city with no space. His current project is Hudson Yards, a 28-acre live, work, and play development being built over a rail yard. Price tag, $25 billion. And right now, it's the largest and most expensive development project in America.
You couldn't just build one building at a time. No one wants to live in a construction zone. We could build the whole eastern yards, which is roughly 13 acres and was zoned for 6.5 million square feet.
Riders can finally catch a train to work on their way to and from the far west side thanks to a brand new stop at Hudson Yards. CBS 2's Alana Gold was there for the morning commute.
I had to walk like 5 blocks from 7th Avenue to over here.
So this is much easier.
Oh my God, it's luxury.
Manhattan's far west side. While the massive Hudson Yards project is a long way from completion, its first building opened today at 10th Avenue and 30th Street.
It's being called the new city in our city. Developers of 10 Hudson Yards in Chelsea are celebrating its first tenant, Coach Inc.
It's such a large project, and it incorporates its being both live, work, and play environment. So, and the magnitude of it really creates a small city in itself.
Once industrial railway now stands a 52-story building just under 900 feet tall, right next to the High Line.
This is 1.75 million square feet out of a total of, well, we're going to build 20 million square feet. So we're not even 10% of the way there yet.
No one comes to New York without going to Rockefeller Center to see the tree. We said we have a plaza that is bigger than, much bigger than Rockefeller Center. I spoke with a number of the great sculptors of the world, and we were looking for what we called a 365-day Christmas tree. A 365-day Christmas tree.
A 365-day-a-year Christmas tree.
I was introduced to a designer from London named Thomas Heatherwick. So when I met him, we spent a lot of time talking and came back about another 6 weeks with this idea, and I saw it, I fell in love with it, and because it was something participatory, totally iconic, and something that I thought would be to New York what the Eiffel Tower is to Paris.
The brief for the vessel came about from a new space being created above railway lines, a sense from the people making this new quarter of New York that there should be some focal point. Could you make something amazing that people touch and use instead of things that they just look at? Influenced in part by some stunning images we found of these stepwells that exist in India, in Rajasthan, which were a way that people could get down to water, and we wondered whether you could create, in a sense, an amphitheatre for people.
The 87 carbon steel pieces that make up Vessel were prefabricated at a plant in Italy. Then shipped to the U.S., to the port of Newark, where they were loaded on a barge and pushed up the Hudson River. From the dock, they were driven at night to the construction site.
Hudson Yards will include 5 acres of gardens and public plazas on its eastern yard. At the center is what's called Vessel. This is designed by British artist Thomas Heatherwick. It's comprised of 154 interconnecting flights of steps, including 80 landings. Hudson Yards is the largest development in New York City since Rockefeller Center. The developer hopes this becomes as big a tourist attraction.
And I wanted to create a 365-day Christmas tree. It had to attract people of all kinds to come here and create this great place.
Let's talk about Hudson Yards, because everybody else is.
Take a look at the thing in the middle. A unique, somewhat perhaps controversial set of stairs. We now meet the man who designed this thing.
Yes, he's with us from, well, I met him the other night. His name is Thomas Heatherwick. He's from London, but he's with us this morning. Nice to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Sir, stairs go up, stairs go down.
So we decided to make something that people could use and enjoy, exercise. This actually has 156 staircases, 80 new public spaces.
What do you see when you get up there? Is it just
each
art?
other? Each other.
So this is going to be free, right?
Free for everyone.
So it's $150 million just for this vessel.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a platform. It could be the world's biggest slinky competition, the workout you do at 6 o'clock every morning, or it can be a place where somebody performs something, has dinners on all of these things, and play with it. It's a platform for us all.
A day like this really kind of makes you feel that all your dreams can come true. It will beat to New York, but I believe that the Eiffel Tower is to Paris. So let's get it all started, and now get started.
Was conceived by 49-year-old British designer Thomas Heatherwick.
You've only seen this on a computer until now?
Yes.
First time?
Yes.
Inspecting his creation with almost boyish enthusiasm.
There are some things that are universal about us. Humans need places to have their own spirit and personality, and the craftsmanship of this project is really, I think, exceptional. So when I was just walking up now, I was just enjoying the obvious pride. Behind me is a phenomenal piece of making. Our hope is to make a different kind of public experience that's free for everybody, that is a sort of one of the little landmarks we have in our lives. I can't wait till there are people streaming up it. It's really important to be scared all the time of becoming your own cliche.
Similarity is your enemy?
Well, why do something if it already exists?
When you see something like this becoming a reality, how does it feel for you?
It's the biggest thrill possible.
This is kind of the center of a new city, a little city.
Its job is to be the heart, and I wanted that to be something that people could use and touch, and not something that they just sort of look at.
Tickets are free, but entry will be limited to 700 visitors at a time. Vessel's creator, Thomas Heatherwick, awaits their reviews.
We're going to see you a little bit later on. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody, to Hudson Yards.
Thank you, Senator Schumer. And thank you, Anderson Cooper, for being here today. I'm still awed by all of this. I can't be more proud and more humbled. I've been working on this project for 11 years, and it's still hard to believe that it's real today.
Please welcome Thomas.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. It's such a phenomenal honor to be here, to be standing in front of not just the vessel, but a whole new neighborhood. Thank you so much, Related, Steve, everyone. It's phenomenal that you made this happen. Who would have thought?
Please welcome Big Bird.
Hello there. Wow, look at that. You know, I thought I was big, but how big's the bird that lives in that nest?
Yeah, so you ready to open up Hudson Yards with us officially?
Yeah, that sounds great. Can we get all of our friends to come on up here?
Yes, let's get some of our friends to come up. So,
that's a nice tie. I like your scarf. That'll be terrible for a photo op if the podium's still in. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Anderson. 1, 2, 3. I didn't know what was gonna happen. Bye-bye.
Bye, Big Bird. Nice to see you. Watch your step.
Spiral staircase and honeycomb-like design, Vessel has become one of the West Side's most popular attractions. This weekend, however, it was the site of tragedy after a 19-year-old man took his own life, jumping off the 6th level of the 15-story structure. Saturday's tragedy, considered the first of its kind here at the Vessel, the railing went as high as her waist.
I think it's a little bit dangerous, and I felt insecure.
Those safety concerns were highlighted by Pix 11's James Ford nearly a year ago when the Vessel first opened. He got this response from Chief Architect Stuart Wood.
We didn't want to design in fear. This is something where the thrill of being outdoors at all of these different levels is something we want everyone to enjoy.
Is now temporarily closed. At least 3 people have died by suicide at the structure since it opened. The most recent death was yesterday. A spokesperson for Related Companies, the developer of Hudson Yards, says they have now added extra security that includes highly trained personnel who patrol the vessel and can identify potentially high-risk visitors.
For higher barriers on the Vessel at Hudson Yards after cops say a 14-year-old boy took his own life in front of his horrified family. The teen jumped from the 8th story of the Vessel. At about 1 this afternoon, his name has not been released, but we are told that he was there with his parents and his sister. He's the 4th person to take his own life at the structure since it opened in March of 2019. Billionaire developer Stephen Ross is reportedly considering permanently closing the tourist hotspot.
Well, there are 2 choices now. Either you raise the height of the barriers or you close the vessel permanently.
Those are the only two options at this point. Nothing else is going to work. Unfortunately, the vessel has now become iconic as a place for people to take their own lives.
So it's just such a shame that all of that is happening here. It's such a beautiful site. And the only words of encouragement that I can give is get more security, possibly, and maybe just we as a whole focus more on mental health issues and invest more money in that.
I mean, it looks nice. It's sad, but these kind of things are gonna happen. What are you gonna do about it?